Hi, I'm Steve Ball, PGA Master Professional and owner of Ball Golf Center in Oklahoma City. And I'm here to explain our fall camp we're offering this year for the third year in a row. This is a great camp for a lot of reasons, one of which we do this in the fall, which we consider the off-season to be the time for players to really get better. There's not many terms to play in, they don't have to worry about competing. We can work on golf swings, get their bodies in shape to compete for the next year. You might want to know that some of our past players have reached AJGA All-American statuses. We've had about 35 kids become state champions, and we have helped hundreds of kids earn over $1 million in college scholarships. So we know what it takes for players to improve and what it takes to get to that next level. There's two main things we want to get done in the camp that's really important for the players. One is we want to help them develop a high level of confidence. We know that you have to have confidence to compete, and we've got some really good strategies and techniques to help kids develop their confidence. The other thing we want to do is help them learn how to practice effectively. And so through the camp, we're going to require each player to practice at least 6 to 10 hours a week on their own. And so to help them do this, we're going to show them how to practice effectively. We're going to develop practice schedules. So long after the camp is over with, the kids will have this to fall back on. They'll help them for probably pretty much going to help them ensure some long-term improvement if they learn how to practice effectively. There's 3 things we're going to offer through the camp specifically that are the same thing that PGA and LPGA players use and have used for a number of years. One is our mental game. We're going to have each player take a personality assessment test where we can assess 8 of the personality traits that have a big effect on their competition. These are traits such as their ability to focus, emotional stability, confidence being the biggest one of that bunch, their level of aggressiveness, and some other things we're going to test. So after that, we're going to have a private session with each player and their parents, and we're going to talk to them about their strengths and their weaknesses in their mental game and talk to them how to develop a strong mental game to go to the golf course with. The other thing we're going to do that's a tour level experience is the TPI fitness evaluation. TPI stands for Titleist Performance Institute, and through this we're going to evaluate each player's range of motion in terms of their flexibility. And after that, we're going to develop a program for them to do some workouts with. And the premise of this is that if a player is limited in their range of motion, it will show up in their golf swing faults. And every time I've done this with about 300 players, that has been the case. So we've got to get them a little bit looser and address some of these limitations in their body before we can get their swings to change. And then lastly, the third thing that's a tour level experience is our club fitting technology. We use launch monitors. We're outdoors hitting golf balls off of real grass, observing ball flights. We want to make sure their equipment is good because, especially with kids, if their equipment is wrong or the clubs are too long or too heavy, it makes it really hard for them to make the golf swings we want. So those 3 things are as high level information as you can get. And again, it's the same thing that the tour players have used for a number of years. In addition to this, we're going to go to the golf course and play with the players twice. We're going to do one initial evaluation to see where they're at, and then we're going to do another one later in the camp where we can start to address some of our mental game issues with them on the golf course. We're also going to work a lot on some full swing mechanics, an awful lot on short game, and that's where we're going to start to develop the practice schedule so they know how to practice specifically their short game skills. The camp is 10 weeks long. Each player also gets 2 private sessions with me. I'll be teaching all the classes. The class will only have 5 players in each class. If the kids will practice like we teach them to, and they'll commit to that 6 to 10 hours of practice each week, the players of the past that have done this have really improved. And so it's a great camp. I'm very proud to offer it. I think I know your players will get a lot out of it if they'll just commit to some of the practice. We've got a limited number of spots available. We're only going to allow 5 players in each session. Again, I'll be teaching all those sessions. So if it's something that you might have some interest in, you should give us a call pretty quick or let us know. We're going to start about middle of September with this, and if it's something that works for you, I hope to hear from you. Thanks.